MN Vikings, I'm sorry, I can't answer that, buddy. Epic Fantasy, I cannot answer that. I can, look. Oh, God, you guys are going to make me say too much. Look, let me just say, God. You know what, Aaron? This is Aaron's chance to finally prove that he's learned something from this last year. You will know when it's time. How's that? You will know when it's time. Epic Fantasy with $5. Yeah, see, I can't answer that. Here's what I can say. It's not no. There. It's not no. But that's it. That's it. I'm done now. I'm done. Thank you for the $5. Yeah, Chad Buzamog says that the anniversary show was an iconic bomb, though. Oh, my God, it was terrible. It was awful. It was one of the worst shows we've ever done. And kind of fitting when you consider the circumstances around the anniversary show. It was something that April and I started doing because Black Friday was the first day we went on Twitch. And it just kind of became something silly and fun we did as an admitted money grab. I was saying all week, I'm like, just a money grab so we can get some envelopes and we want to make X amount of dollars. Like it was billed as a shameless money grab. No, I will say this. We got Pete, we got Oz, we got Gino, we got Keanu, we got Sean. So our guests worked out, like the bookings we had, other than Corey, worked out, and someone gave us $200 to not put Johnny on. So, and Johnny loves the bit. Like, you're paying for Johnny to take a paid day off, and then I'm getting paid for it. Who doesn't love that? But the actual, like, organization of it was dog shit. And then Pete was, and I love Pete, but Pete was fucking garbage. Pete was terrible. You know, you listen to Pete and Oz's appearance on this show, and I want you to admit whether you love me, and most of you love me, and I love you back. Thank you very much. Most of you love me. Some of you just wildly hate my guts, which, again, see a doctor. And then some of you are like Buzamok, who are just fun people who like to bust balls. Like old friends. But you have to admit one thing no matter where you stand on me. And if you hate me, this is going to sound really arrogant. The fact that I did monstrous fucking radio numbers with the co-hosts I did. You heard Pete on Friday's show. You heard Oz. I carried these stiffs to number 1. That takes incredible talent. Or a lack of quality radio in the market. One of the two. And then Gino and Keanu were so fucking drunk the night before, and they were so hungover, and they had family everywhere that they forgot their booking, and they showed up super late, and then it was just really awkward because they couldn't stay for very long. That interview sucked. I got to admit, we blew it. We ruined it. Like, you're only going to get one shot for those two to come back on the show, right? You're only going to get one shot for, like, the shock value, and that's what it was. It was shock value. Holy shit, these two are back. And the comments went nuts. Like, we're not making it a regular thing. I saw people commenting. People were DMing me. They were like, you can't let those two back in. They'll fucking snake you. They'll do this. They'll do that. Guys, it's never going to be like it was. It's never. And look, I don't blame anyone. I just think life is too short to hold grudges. I think life is too short to hang on to bad blood. And if people want to call you on the phone and they want to say, sorry about everything, I misjudged this person's character, so then I misjudged you, and I'm sorry. And then you can tell that person, hey, things got weird, no harm, no foul, water under the bridge, whatever. And that, I'm telling you guys, maybe you don't know, maybe you do know. You breathe easier when shit like that happens. You feel, your life feels less stressed. You just feel better about it. And if I bring them on the show one time, it's going to get people talking. That's the only thing that really bothered me about Friday, is that we had this one shot. It's not going to be like Rumble Fridays with Gino aren't going to be back. Axis Fridays aren't coming back. Keanu's not going to be co-hosting on Thursdays again. But We had one shot to do that big holy shit shock moment. You know what it was? If you're an old school wrestling fan, we shock mastered the fuck out of it. That's what we did with the Gino and Keanu thing. We shock mastered. Go back and watch the shock master. But I'll tell you who saved it and what we got rave reviews for. People were applauding and complimenting my skills as an interviewer. I got to tell you guys, I wasn't doing a great interview. I just let Sean go on a topic he's very passionate about. And Sean, as usual, potentially criminal, of course, knocked it out of the fucking park. Here's the problem with all these other guys who have shows. They take their shit so seriously, they can't laugh at themselves. Like most of them do shit shows every single fucking day. If you do a show about somebody else, your show sucks. I'm sorry. It just does. You're a hack. And like the fact that they can't laugh at themselves or that it's like news to them that they could possibly do a shitty show shows you just how out to lunch these people are. There's a lot of times I get off the air and I go, that one, what? Nothing to write home about. Carol says Melton is really weird. He attacked April for months, going through her Pinterest boards, etc. Now they are pals. They're not pals. He's working her. And he is. He's a creepy, weird guy. Like, it's not an act. The problem with NLO fans is they have about, and I think every message board or everything you go through, this is why the NLO people don't go outside that Discord, because the world is not friendly to them. First of all, when you talk about children, everyone's going to hate you. The problem with the NLO crowd is they're literally the lowest IQ humans you can find. As evidence that they're going to get very mad that I said that. And the fact that they stay here to be abused. But they can't go outside that bubble. They have to be around one another. Because if you go outside that bubble, it's all just, you're just going to hear what a retard you are. And they don't like that. They really don't like that. Yeah, Comfortably Numb says, agreed. Melton will use anyone to get at Aaron. Well, that's how good I am, man. I mean, I'm sorry. The guy, if you haven't done it by now, you're not going to do it. And you notice the more desperate he gets, the more time goes on, the more fuck-ups he makes, the more we make him piss his pants and shit himself and yell and scream. And it's sad. I will say that. And I think a lot of you guys will figure that out eventually. But some of you are just... Yeah, everybody else... Yeah, Taste Fairy says, everybody outside that bubble thinks Melton is gross. Yeah. He's pretty fucking bad, but he knows he is. He knows it. And he knows that we've got him. He can't leave us alone. He can't. He's been pissing his pants now for a few weeks. And also, like, here's where people, like, are really weird. Like, you believe this guy when he sits there and stares into a camera and says he didn't say anything that, like, 50 videos show him saying. And then their big cope is this. They go, why don't you play the clip? People don't want to play clips of your weird, creepy guy who makes remarks about people don't want that evil on their soul. It's gross. Most of us in the real world find that kind of shit really disgusting. And you guys as well for associating yourselves with it. I'm sorry if this is breaking news to you. I apologize if I'm educating you on anything. But that's the way people see you. And you should be fine. You should be totally fine with it by now. It's too bad you don't use super tips. I think the AI voices would make you bank easy, very Joe. I don't want to be associated with people who talk that way about kids. I just don't. It's creepy. And no, nobody's going to play clips of that, guys. You see it, it grosses them out because you guys like a show that gets so desperate. You guys get so desperate to see me go down, and I just keep going up, 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 and your boy keeps raging more and more and keeps making more and more mistakes, and you can't handle it. Again, I'm sorry. Other than sleep 4 to a bed, never done anything gay. I know there's one very bitter man who has his fan fictions, but that's okay. He just misses me. It's all right. But I've never done anything gay. It's not my thing. Like I said, it's mostly the hot breath and the scruff. This masculine energy does nothing for me. He admitted you wouldn't get naked in front of him. How gay do you have to be to make that a complaint? Dude, did you know Aaron wouldn't even get naked in front of me? Wow. Wow. Says Johnny on tomorrow or Pants give you money to bounce him. We came up with a number, a daily number. Pants is allowed to bounce him. And I think it adds a new fun little wrinkle to the show, to be honest. Hated Gino and Kiki coming back more. Win for the toe. Again, it's not hard for me to post W's over these people. It's not something that I'm impressed by when we rack up W's over the Meltons and the Onion people. Like, that's what they're there for. Those people are walking L's in life, on the internet, in everything. Like, they still defend a guy who talked about kids on numerous different platforms and numerous instances. Like, you can't be you can't be like, oh my God, isn't it crazy we're stacking W's against this guy or that audience? No, that's what they're there for. Like, if you're an Onion person, I just need you to know you are there for the rest of us to stack W's on. You're the tomato cans of the internet. Nobody takes you seriously. Nobody takes me seriously, but they're not supposed to. You guys actually like try to play for keeps, and it's fucking awful.